What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV and Happy New Year. 2019 was such an amazing year for smartphones and 2020 promises to be even better. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the top smartphones that I'm most looking forward to this year and what we can expect from each of them. This list is not going to be in any particular order, and do also drop the smartphones that you're most looking forward to in the comments below. Let's get straight to it. So one of the biggest releases that we're going to see very soon, potentially in February, is going to be the new Samsung Galaxy S device. The S11, or some rumors are now saying that we might have the S20, which is definitely quite possible. Samsung may be going with the 20 number because of the year 2020. But anyway, there will be 3 new smartphones at least, the successor to the S10e, the S10 as well as the S10 Plus. And we've already seen lots of leaks and rumors around what we can expect. I've covered these in detail in a previous video. I'll link that in the cards and in the description. But essentially, we're looking at a redesign of the back anyway with a rectangular camera module, and that's going to have up to 5 cameras. One of these cameras is going to have Samsung's 108 megapixel sensor, so there's going to be lots of possibilities with the cameras on the new S11s, should we call them for now. But as well as that, they're going to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, potentially have up to a 120 Hz refresh rate. This is something that Samsung didn't really do for last year, a higher refresh rate screen. And we're going to have a punch out in the middle like we have on the Note, but overall smaller bezels. Very excited for the new S11s. They're going to be coming around MWC time next month. Now, as well as that, Samsung is likely to have a new Fold device. We're not sure what this is going to be called. It might be called the Fold 2 or something else, but this is going to be quite different to the current Fold. So it's not going to be a tablet-sized device which you can fold to a size of a smartphone. It's going to be a smartphone-sized device which you can fold in half, kind of like what we've seen on the Motorola Razr. Now, based on the leaks, we see a punch out in the middle of the screen, and we see a dual camera setup at the back as well. This is likely to be coming in much cheaper compared to the current Fold, which was pretty expensive at around $2,000, and it's likely to be announced alongside the S11s next month. This year it's going to be very, very exciting for foldables, and seeing all of these new form factors, especially if they come down in price, is going to be very, very exciting. Now, around March time, we're also likely to hear about the new Huawei device, the P40 Pro. Now, unfortunately, last year was quite a tough year for Huawei with the ban on the Google Play services, so that definitely did have an impact on them. I'm hoping they can sort it out before the P40 is released, but nevertheless, it looks like a very promising smartphone, also with a rectangular camera module. So we're going to have either 4 or 5 cameras. It looks like this is the camera module design that's going to be adopted for this year. Potentially a high refresh rate screen with a punch out as well. This also looks like the year of the punch outs, but some rumors are saying that we might have up to a 5,500 mAh battery with up to 50 watt charging, which would be absolutely insane. Huawei really big on battery life and performance, and Huawei devices have some of the best battery life that I've tested, so this is going to be very, very exciting. I just really hope they can sort something out with this whole issue of the Google Play services, because I'd love to see them fully back in the game. Now, moving on from there, we are going to be seeing the new OnePlus, potentially around May time, the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now, I think you have to admit that last year, the OnePlus 7 Pro and the 7T Pro, some of the best devices of the year. I think people unanimously agreed on that. Great specs, great display, and great overall performance. One area that they could be improved on is the cameras, and hopefully this year we'll be seeing that improvement in the cameras. We're going to have up to 4 cameras, and for the display, however, it looks like they're going to be going with a punch-out. That's what the current leaks and rumors suggest. Now, I'm not sure why they may be going with this punch-out instead of the fully bezel-less display like we've got on the OnePlus 7 Pro. It might be something to do with the pop-up mechanism. There are lots of moving parts. It might be more difficult to manufacture that. I'm not too sure, but this is what we're seeing. And one thing that I definitely like to see is wireless charging. OnePlus devices, great for fast charging, but they have not had wireless charging ever. So I'm hoping that they will have wireless charging in this next version of the OnePlus. Now, I think everybody can agree that 2019 wasn't a great year for Google when it comes to the Google Pixel 4. Not a bad device overall, but quite underwhelming, especially when you put it up against the competition, which was offering a lot more. Hopefully this year, Google will be taking that feedback on board for the Pixel 5, and we'll be getting things like the ultra-wide camera, a better display overall with smaller bezels, and concentrating more on features that we actually want rather than, potentially gimmicky features like the hand gestures. But that's going to be further on in the year, and we don't really have too much in the way of leaks and rumors of it as yet. However, we do have some leaks around the Google Pixel 4a, and this is something that I'm definitely very excited about. Last year, the Pixel 3a, great device for the price point, with one of the best cameras at that price point as well. And it looks like Google is going to be repeating this year with the Google Pixel 4a. Looks like we're going to have a punch-out camera. Once again, lots of punch-outs this year, but with smaller bezels, and the camera module is going to be square like we've got on the Pixel 4, except it's only going to have the single camera. Now, that's not too bad considering that it is a lower priced device. We're likely to have a 3.5mm jack, so thumbs up for that. This is something that we're not really likely to see on many devices this year. A physical fingerprint scanner at the back of the device, which I really like, and powered by the Snapdragon 7 series chipset. So this is something that's going to be coming within the next few months, around that $400 mark, and I'm definitely very excited about it. Now, also around potentially that price mark, we may be seeing the iPhone SE 2. Now, this is something that's been talked about for such a long time, but we've not actually seen anything solid. If we do see something, it'd be great around the 4.7-inch display mark. More of a square boxed off design like we had on some of the earlier iPhones, which in my opinion looks really, really good. Powered by the A13 Bionic chip with maybe one or maybe even two cameras like we've got on the iPhone 11. Once again, coming in at that more budget-friendly price point, around $400 to $500, which would be very, very exciting. And I'm sure Apple would sell loads of these if they did make it. If they do release it, it'd be more towards the beginning of the year. But let's see, it's still a bit of a question mark. It's something that I would definitely like to see though. Now that's the iPhone SE 2, but of course, in around September time, we're going to be seeing the new iPhones. Are they going to be called the iPhone 11Ss, or they're going to be called the iPhone 12s? I think they were going to be called the iPhone 12s potentially, and that's because we usually see a bit more of a redesign every 3 iterations. So if we currently look at the iPhones, they look very similar from the front at least as we have done for the past 3 years. So it looks like Apple may be going for a redesign, maybe more of a boxier look like we were talking about on the iPhone SE 2, which would be great. Maybe smaller bezels, maybe getting rid of that notch. Full screen, that would be quite awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe we're just going to see a smaller notch. Improved cameras. Apple did a great job with cameras last year, so it looks like they're going to be improving on that this year. A14 chipset, which is going to be super, super powerful. And this is a bit of a speculation, but we may be seeing USB Type-C. Apple, traditionally, Lightning, of course, but last year we did see more of a change from Apple where they were taking feedback on board a lot more. And if you look at the iPad Pro, USB Type-C. If you look at the MacBook Pros, again, USB Type-C. So it would make things a lot more consistent if they went with USB Type-C for the new iPhones. Now, ahead of that, things are a bit of a question mark. We've not really seen any solid leaks or rumors, but of course, we are going to be seeing the new Galaxy Note device, the Galaxy Note 11, or was it going to be called the Galaxy Note 20? We're not too sure yet. And I'm hoping this year that it is a little bit more different compared to the Samsung Galaxy S series. This year, I think, apart from the S Pen, there wasn't too many differences. I would like to see maybe a completely bezel-less design without a punch-out, maybe an under-display front-facing camera from the Note. That would be quite exciting. And maybe the newer chipset, potentially the Snapdragon 865 Plus, that's going to be coming out later in the year. But as well as that, we're also going to be getting the Huawei Mate 40 Pro. Again, this is very early stages, so we've not really had many leaks and rumors around that. And also the Asus ROG Phone 3, the Asus ROG Phone 2, my favorite device when it comes to gaming. I use it so much. Whenever I'm gaming, this is my go-to device. So it'll be interesting to see what Asus does to improve on this for the Asus ROG Phone 3. Oppo are going to be coming out with some great stuff as well this year. We've already heard some about the Oppo Reno 3, but in the way of fast charging, they've gone absolutely crazy. 65-watt fast charging on the Reno Ace right now. But also, they've been developing lots of under-display technology with the front-facing camera as well. So we're very likely to see some major advancements in this area as well. Oppo usually very early to the market. And foldables as well, we are likely to see lots of foldables coming from lots of different manufacturers, potentially from Oppo. Huawei, we've already seen the Mate X, but are we going to see an improvement on the Mate X? We're not too sure as yet. And of course, there's going to be lots more budget devices. The Redmi K30 Pro, are we going to get the Poco Phone 2? One of the Poco execs did tweet something out, but then deleted that later on. So let's see if there's going to be some more developments on that side of things as well. Regardless, 2020 is looking like a very, very exciting year for smartphones. Which device are you most looking forward to in 2020? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Of course, as soon as we get more information about lots of these devices and as soon as those are in-house, we're going to be doing lots more coverage here on the channel. As always, SuperSaf style. If you don't want to miss any of that, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.